Hey, what's up? It's Tati, and let's talk Rampage. There is not much to talk about, but we do have an opening match here with the Lucha Brothers and the Hardy Boys versus Jay Lethal, Jeff Jarrett, and the Butcher and the Blade. I'm absolutely over it. We keep seeing a combination of these guys over and over again, and it's always the same outcome where the baby faces take the win, and that's exactly what ends up happening tonight. It was a decent match, but it's like, okay, I'm bored. I'm tired of seeing these same guys keep going against each other at some type of capacity. It's annoying at this point. Now, while the Lucha Brothers end up taking the win for their team, the Hardy Boys are getting their ass whooped by Satnam and them. And after Satnam team and them leave, here comes the righteous are dancing over the Hardy Boys' damn near lifeless bodies. And later on, they let us know that we're going to get a match with the Hardys and the Righteous. So that's going to be interesting. They've been teasing that the Righteous was going to be on AEW TV for quite some time now. And finally, we're going to be able to see what they had to offer as a tag team. I really do like them in ROH. They had a really impressive match back. With Death Before Dishonor with the Dark Order. So I'm curious to see how these guys mix up with the guys in AEW. But the opening match, you guys, is 100% skippable. So up next, we have Renee Paquette and Britt Baker. Britt is like she should have held the women's title twice by now. And since she hasn't been able to do that, she's going to be the first woman to ever hold not just the women's title, but also the TBS title. So she's going to face whoever wins between Jade Cargill and Chris Statlander on Collision for the TBS title. And I'm just like, who died and made you mayor? How do you earn to get a spot like that after you've just lost two opportunities to get your hands on the woman's title? Sometimes these things don't make sense. It just seems like Britt Baker just come out of the blue and just put herself into opportunities. And it's just like you literally lost two huge opportunities out of the two bigger titles. And now you're just throwing yourself into the TBS title picture. It's strange. Now, after that, we have QTV. Um, their little segments are weird and don't necessarily make sense to me, but QT is still defending the Latin American title from AAA, so we're still not seeing him with QTV or defending that title in AEW like he said he would. So I don't know what's going on with that, but that segment was boring as hell. Now, finally, we get a match worth watching: The Kingdom versus Matt Sydal and Christopher Daniels. These two teams are experienced as a tag team, so we do get a really great match out of them. And honestly, I've been wondering why the Kingdom have not been having any matches in ROH for quite a while now, and Maria's kind of doing her own thing right now. But anyway, we do get a really great match with both these teams. I really do like Matt Sydal and Christopher Daniels together. Now, for months, I've been saying that the Kingdom should be ROH tag champions, and for whatever reason, it's been everyone else but them. And I think we're finally going to make our way to them holding some tag team gold. Now, it made sense for the Kingdom to take this win, especially since they're having a little beef with MJF and Adam Cole. So now they're letting everyone know that they got to say something really, really quick on the mic because they got to go back to their bestie, Roderick, who is still in the hospital, who is hurt because of what Samoa Joe ended up doing to him. Now, what they say is that they don't blame Joe for doing what he did. He's trying to advance onto the tournament, so he's going to do whatever it takes. But who they do blame is Adam Cole. If Adam Cole was a good friend, he would have never been in this situation to begin with. So since they blame Adam Cole, they're going to challenge Adam Cole and MJF for the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships. They're going to be the next champions. And honestly, I don't want MJF and Adam Cole winning retaining the titles because they're not really adding any value to Ring of Honor. So if the Kingdom ends up taking those titles off of them, I'll be cool with that. Now we have Renee Paquette with Prince Nana, Brian Cage, and Swerve Strickland. She's asking Prince Nana if he's okay after that unnecessary attack by the Young Bucks while he's just in the ring dancing, minding his business. The Young Bucks should be minding their business too. But since they didn't, Swerve Strickland is proposing a match here where we have the Young Bucks and Adam Page versus the Embassy. So that would be Khan, Toa Leona, and Brian Cage. They'll be going at it at Dynamite Grand Slam. And it just seems like they just keep adding matches to Grand Slam. So it already feel like a really stacked card right now. A lot of exciting matches going on. And once again, this is getting a much bigger and better build compared to the last two pay per views that we just had. So I'm excited and expecting big things for Dynamite next week. And I guess we're not going to see anything physically between Paige and Swerve, at least until Wrestle Dream. Up next, we have the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass versus Pretty Peter Avalon and the Outrunners. Avoid this at all costs. This is what I'm talking about. These squash matches, especially for champions, it does nothing to help them. The Acclaim has lost so much momentum since being tag champions, and they've just been put in a lot of stupid situations that don't make sense. It's absolutely insane. Now, after their match, we do have the Dark Order that comes out, and they want their hands on the Trios title. However, the Acclaim, they're like, hey, y'all haven't done anything to earn this, so y'all gonna have to earn y'all way to get this title. And honestly, I agree. So then Evil Uno proposes that one of the Dark Order members should go against one of the Acclaimed members, and if the Dark Order member does end up winning their match, then they could have a trios opportunity to go for the gold. So the Acclaim, they're okay with it. Now it's going to be whomever to go against the Dark Order member. So what they do is they do rock, paper, scissors, but every time they do it, it's scissors for all of them. And we're getting nowhere. And the Dark Order is getting annoyed. And they're like, can you just pick somebody already? So then Anthony Bowens ends up stepping up and saying he'll go against one of the guys from the Dark Order. The Dark Order doesn't let us know which member is going against them, but that's what we're going to end up having on Collision. So yeah, if the Dark Order member does end up winning, they'll get a chance to go for a Trios Gold. And yeah, I'm bored. Up next, we have a squash match with Aussie Open versus God knows who. This was a fucking waste of time. Excuse my French. I don't understand what was the point of this. This does nothing for anyone. If anything, it takes away from the main event. We could have had a much longer main event had they not put this foolishness on TV that no one really gives a shit about. Up next, we have our main event. TBS title on the line, Chris Statlander versus Jade Cargill. I don't think a lot of people caught this, but when Jade comes to the ring, Mark Sterling actually hands over a black credit card to Aubrey Edwards as a bribe to help Jade get this win. And I was just laughing because I thought it was absolutely silly. I really like Mark Sterling being on the side of Jade Cargill. He brings a lot of fun to it. These two girls give us a really great match. I wasn't really surprised here. This is supposed to be a rematch, and you're supposed to feel like Jade actually have a chance of getting her title back. Personally, I would have loved to see her be the TBS champion again. I really felt like her whole title reign, while I don't believe that the matches were memorable and she has a lot of work to do as a wrestler. She has definitely improved, but she had a lot of character and a lot of personality along with being a champion, something that we have not gotten with Chris Statlander at all so far. So I would have preferred to see her take the win. She gives us a really great fight here, and because it's taped and I already know that Jade wasn't going to end up winning, that does kind of take the fun away from it. I hate that they have to put the titles on the line, especially on a tape show, when they could kind of save it for a live show, which I was hoping that they would have saved it for Collision instead, but that didn't happen. While I really did enjoy this match, this was match of the night for me. Chris Statlander ends up retaining the title. After that, they end up shaking hands and hugging and all that. And this definitely adds to the speculations that everyone's talking about Jade going to WWE. Personally, I do not believe that is the case. I can't see that she would just have her last match and already have her one foot in WWE at this point. There are a lot of dirt sheets that are saying that this is the case. But Jade has not confirmed that. AEW hasn't confirmed that. WWE hasn't confirmed that. So I'm going to wait until if it actually ends up happening. But people, the fans, are actually talking like this is the truth. Like, oh, yeah, Jade is going to WWE. Like, they're saying it like they know this to be true. It is so annoying, guys. We really don't know what's going to happen. If she ends up going over there, it would be I don't know if they're going to use her right. That's for one. She would have to come up to going to main roster. I don't really see why she would go through like NXT or go through the Performance Center or anything like that because she has already made a name for herself. However, WWE is not going to want someone who's already made a name for themselves somewhere else and then just put them on the main roster. I just don't see that happening. She's gonna have to work her way up there, and I don't really see that being something that Jade really needs in her career. Hey, but that's up to her. If that's where she wants to go, then cool. But Rampage was pretty much skippable. I really wouldn't recommend wasting an hour watching this. It was boring anyway. We only had two matches that were pretty much worth the watch and everything else not so great. But great match with the ladies. Tomorrow night we're going to have Britt Baker versus Chris Statlander in the main event on Collision. I can't wait to see what happens with that show tomorrow night. Guys, thanks so much for watching my review. I'll be back tomorrow with Collision. Bye.